What are you waiting for?
Which one is the real dad?
We never switched. Wait a minute, we don't even look the same.
From confusing a computer with a toaster to getting robbed by his own pet, Chris has proven to be dumber than his dad. And here's our top 10 of his dumbest moments. Number 10. Can't pull off a cutaway.
I don't know, but here, you can have this back. It's boring. It doesn't do anything.
Everyone knows that Chris isn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, but we really can't expect much, considering he's the son of the one and only Peter. But if there's one thing Peter's got on point, it's those epic cutaways that crack us up on this show. Unfortunately, it looks like Chris didn't quite inherit that same talent.
Wow, this is the craziest meal I've had since I had lunch at Tommy Sullivan's house.
During a family dinner, the young Griffin felt it was the perfect moment to give one of those classic cutaways a shot. Gotta admit, he had some great timing to seize the opportunity, but...
Very good macaroni and cheese, Mrs. Sullivan.
Thank you, Chris.
Well, let's just say it didn't quite hit the mark. But you know what? There's plenty of time to improve, Chris. You keep your head up and keep rocking it. You'll get there.
That was just awful, Chris.
Terrible.
He is not ready for flashbacks.
No, he is not.
Number 9. His fish ran away and stole from him.
Hey, where's Chris? I asked him to fill up the canteens an hour ago.
A few moments later.
Hey, Dad, look. I covered my back with honey, and now the ants are taking me home.
Throughout the show, Chris has shown us that he doesn't have exactly a normal relationship with animals.
He does the same thing at home with Velveeta and cockroaches. If you turn the light on really fast, they slam him right into the fridge.
To add to that craziness, he's stuck living with the evil monkey chilling in his closet. But when we found out he had a cute little pet fish, we all wondered, what's the worst that could go down? Well, here's your answer.
Oh my God, my fish is gone!
Yeah, that's right. His fish ran away from him, but hey, that's not all. Because if there's one thing we've learned from watching Family Guy is that we should never, and I mean never, underestimate the stupidity of a Griffin, especially not Chris himself.
And he robbed me!
Number 8. He fought with a lamp.
And Stewie and me be excused. He's gonna help me with my math homework.
Chris, he's just a baby.
Oh, and you're a regular Rhodes Scholar. Where was it you graduated from again? The University of Duh.
You don't have to be a genius to figure out that Chris is, well, Chris. We've already seen in this video that many of his actions don't even make sense, but we have to admit this poor Griffin kid never had a good role model since Peter is, well, Peter.
I'm not in right now. Please leave a message. Beep.
Man, I hate these things. Yeah, hi, this is Peter Griffin. I'm sorry I missed you.
Peter, play with this.
So when his dad decides to get some Jewish financial help, he somehow thinks it's a great idea for Chris to convert to Judaism. We all know what you're asking. Why on earth? But, well...
Oh, Lois, I'm gonna make Chris Jewish.
What are you talking about?
He thinks if Chris is Jewish, he'll become smart.
Hold on to those hats, cause the icing on this cake is Peter's method to check Chris's goofiness. And you won't believe it. It actually works.
He's not exactly an honor roll student. Watch. Hey, he did it. See?
Number 7. He learned a wrong language to impress his girlfriend.
Excuse me, do you think you can help me out?
Sure, just let me do an awkward, extremely unattractive pool walk over to you.
Poor Chris. When it comes to making connections with people, well, let's just say the brain isn't his strongest asset. So you can imagine how shocked he was when a girl actually approached him at the pool.
My top came off on the slide. I think I may have seen you put it in your shorts.
Okay, well, here's my shorts. Just fish out the one that's yours.
Although not the brightest bulb in the box, Chris's heart is in the right place, and he was genuinely interested in her. It didn't even faze him that she had 2 kids, and believe it or not, he managed to score a date with her. Oh, wait for it, because you know our boy Chris can't go on long without pulling one of his classic moves.
나는 당신을 내가 만난 가장 아름다운 여자라고 생각해.
What language is that?
Yeah, classic Chris.
You're Korean, are you not?
No, I'm Mexican.
Number 6. He thought a gerbil was a fish.
Is that a dead gerbil in there?
That's a fur fish. It's a weird species.
We've said it once and we'll say it again. Chris and animals are like oil and water. But you know what? He's relentless when it comes to having a furry companion to look after. After the whole fish flop, he went all in with a new pet of, let's say, an out-of-this-world species.
You put them in there and they swim like hell for like 30 seconds and then they go to sleep. This joker still hasn't woken up.
Now let's be real, maybe his troubles aren't limited to animals. I mean, even little Stewie can spot the obvious that it ain't no fish. But hey, who are we to burst that bubble? Let Chris revel in his bizarre pet choice. You just gotta make sure he stays far away from gerbils, and everything will be hunky-dory.
Get up, lazy!
Number 5. He can't tell a toaster from a computer.
Hello, future Peter. Hi. I just hope to God you're not stuck in some loser job like in a brewery or a toy factory or a fishing boat. Oh, boy.
You know that saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree? Well, in the Griffin family, it's like spot on. When Peter stumbled upon this vintage video of him chatting with his future self, he was like majorly bummed because he wasn't the mega success he thought he'd be, and that's when things got real.
I am gonna make sure that you grow up to be a success.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a success!
Sure, it might have taken him a gazillion years to figure it out, but he finally had the aha moment of what being a real dad meant. Too little too late? Let's leave that call to Chris.
Excuse me for a moment. Computer, what does success mean?
Poor Chris, though, might be running a bit behind because he can't even tell a toaster from a computer. But then again...
Just let me know when you're done with the computer.
Number 4. He let the raccoons steal the camp food.
You are responsible for guarding the camp while we're fishing.
You got it, Dad. You can count on me to...
Chris, pay attention. I want you to...
So we already told you in this vid that Chris and animals just don't vibe. It's not just about his pets. Even the cutest critters get the cold shoulder from him. But guess what? Peter thought it'd be pure genius putting him in charge of camp security.
Chris, what the hell? I put you in charge of the food.
The raccoons were here, see? Ooh, we're a bunch of sneaky little animals.
Come on, did anyone really expect a different outcome? Chris's attention span is as limited as his IQ. This time, Peter's got to face the music and admit that handing over camp duties to his son was a major fail.
Fruit it, eat it, cause we're naughty. And then there's the guy, let's get him in trouble with his dad. Ha ha ha!
But hey, let's cut Peter some slack too, you know? He's hardly the poster dad for Chris, right? Parenting level, questionable.
I failed you as a father. From now on, Joe will be your father. Cleveland?
Number 3. He didn't recognize his own father.
His little habit of personal amusement is getting way out of hand. I mean, look at this.
What's that, some kind of board?
It's Chris's blanket.
Chris was in the midst of a teenage phase. You know, the one filled with all the ups and downs, and his family decided that it was time for him to pick up a hobby to keep him busy and away from all the, well, you know.
We are gonna find you a hobby. What do you think of that?
Okay.
There you go, that's the spirit.
He stumbled upon puppetry. This newfound passion led him to strike up a friendship with the old German dude from the store. Life was looking pretty sweet, till he accidentally uncovered the puppeteer's mysterious past.
What the?
So now you know the truth.
At this crucial moment, and for the first time in his life, Peter had a moment of clarity and left everything in the hands of his son Chris. Too bad that moment of clarity didn't really reach the young Griffin.
What are you waiting for?
Which one is the real dad?
We never switched. Wait, we don't even look the same.
All right, when's my birthday?
Ah, crap.
February 8th.
What do we expect? Let's be honest.
Ah!
Dad!
You idiot.
Well, learn my birthday.
Number 2. He's unable to notice Herbert's intentions.
Go away, Mr. Herbert.
It's not me. I'm in your closet.
Talk about Chris living on a different planet. The video just proves he's light years away from being your average genius. But what's even more mind-boggling is how he completely misses the real intentions of his neighbor, old Herbert.
Sorry.
You really know how to waste a Cialis, don't you?
You'd think Herbert's moves were as clear as day, right? I mean, the guy practically broadcasts his shady motives. But nope, not for our dear Chris.
I know what you're about, Mr. Herbert. Free labor, and I'm not into it.
To top it off, when that old creep starts favoring a new kid on the block, Chris actually gets all jelly. It's almost comical how he fails to see the not-so-subtle hints. And honestly, it leaves us scratching our heads in disbelief.
Oh, Chris, when will you ever catch on?
But Mr. Herbert, you always made the cookies with the large pill in the center for me.
And number 1, he boarded the Titanic. Yeah, on purpose.
His only hope is his history final tomorrow. If he fails that, I'm afraid he'll have to repeat 9th grade.
This seems more like a phone call.
It is no surprise that Chris isn't exactly acing school. Our videos made it crystal clear, not the brightest crayon in the box. But when he's on the verge of failing big time, Stewie and Brian came to the rescue.
Oh, come on, Chris. I'm sure that's just the nerves talking. Here, I'll quiz you. Who said, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself"?
Scooby-Doo?
No.
Shaggy?
It's nobody on Scooby-Doo.
Realizing hitting the books wouldn't cut it, they took him on a mind-bending time travel ride through the major historical events. You want to see what went down?
If I'm such a moron, then how did I get on a fancy boat?
Yeah, you got it. Chris's crazy stint aboard the Titanic set off that wild adventure through one of history's most epic disasters. Luckily for them, they all survived. And hey, we'd like to think that after such an insane escapade, Chris might have picked up a thing or two, right? Right?
The most amazing dream! I was on a famous boat called the Gigantic!
Yeah, he's gonna fail that test tomorrow.
As always, thank you guys for watching and chilling with us. Please be sure to subscribe and like the video for more Family Guy content. If you have the time, check out Family Guy Dumbest Things Peter Griffin Has Done, shown on your screen right now.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.